M3.
Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast,
M3.
the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners
M3.
to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
1, 2, 3, 4,
M3.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? This is L.A. Williams, Vice President with Dealer Synergy and The Blind Master. And man, last week, Tiana and Sean and Brandon were having a phenomenal conversation all about TikTok. If you didn't hear it, I highly suggest that you go back and check out the episode because this week is going to be a continuation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cue this doggone thing up and pick up right from where we left off. I think this is a perfect spot to pick it up to, just to remind you all to
liking, commenting, subscribing, posting. So the more people that see your video and they either like it or they share it or they comment on it, it's going to be brownie points, metaphorically speaking, for the algorithm. The other aspect is this too. And I don't know if you know this, Brandon or Tiana, but the way that YouTube works is this, and this is interesting. A lot of people don't realize this. If you want your video to go viral, or if you want your video to have success, the more success your channel has, the higher probability of individuals are. Because think about this, Google operates and all the other companies operate on what's called authoritative, okay? So if I have a YouTube channel, I'll give you an example. I don't know if I told you this, Brandon. I just got booked on a major show, so I'm making the announcement here. Jubilee is a major YouTube channel, 8 million subscribers. They have a hit show called Odd Man Out, okay? I'm going to be on the show, hopefully between 4 and 20 million views on one episode. So the idea is this: if Jubilee channel has got a lot of traffic on it, it's got a lot of comments, a lot of subscribers. With 8 million subscribers, that basically tells Google that this channel is a legitimate resource because you have 8 million people subscribed, which probably means there's like tens of millions of people that passively have viewed it without subscribing. So chances are, if a authoritative channel like this releases a video, the probability that video is going to be legit and of value. Does that make sense, the correlation? So what there should be is a macro and micro strategy. So I want to ask you, do you feel the same thing? Is that part of the strategy with TikTok is not just the individual videos, but how can you get your TikTok channel, your Cargoza channel itself, to get more subscribers and more credibility and more views? Because the better the channel does, the higher probability that the individual videos that are created on that channel are going to do good as well. Can you speak about this, Brandon?
Yeah, the biggest thing as you grow, collaborate with other creators that work in your industry. Mopar Brody and I did a video together on my truck. That's technically a Mopar product. So, we did a really funny video together and it exploded. And, people were leaving comments like, dang, the collaboration we didn't think we needed, but we actually needed. And it was hilarious. And, a ton of his followers came and followed me, and a ton of my followers that didn't know of him followed him. So you just start growing, and then you can bring round two, do it again. It's just like people just want more of that. And then they, you start crossing different TikToks, all their followers come to you, and it's just, you start growing that way.
That's a great idea. How many views did that video collaboration yield you guys?
A couple 100,000 probably.
That's pretty awesome, man. Not bad.
That was last year. We actually left a TikTok. It was more of like a get together, like talk about like ideas. There was 2 people from TikTok that invited us, as well as our marketing director, head of marketing for Jeff Weiler. So we were like able to meet a ton of other creators, people that were like way bigger than us and having better success, people who were bigger than us, but not having any success whatsoever. And it was just, we learned a ton, and we were like, you know what, let's just go ahead and film this. And we filmed it in downtown Cincinnati and posted it like 5 minutes later and it crushed.
That's freaking awesome. How hard is it to actually start a TikTok channel? Can you guys talk about that? Like if I don't have a TikTok channel, how do I set it up? It's only an app. Is it a desktop? How long does it take? And what's the advice to set it up? Because Tiana mentioned something about a business account versus a regular account. So Brandon, teach me. Pretend I don't know anything about TikTok. And I'm like, okay, Brandon, you had me at hello, man. This podcast you did, The Millionaire Car Salesman, sold me. I need to get a TikTok, place. So what do I do? Step by step. How do I get started on TikTok?
Grab your phone, download the app, the whole sign up for it, and then immediately just start creating. It's the single easiest to navigate anyway.
Wait a minute.
Application
Wait a minute. I respectfully would like to disagree. Okay. Before we start creating, I need you. You are like every other expert. You are taking for granted that there's some people that don't know shit about this stuff. From my understanding, because I was just on there the other day, like once you sign up, there's a couple of features that you can do where it says find my friends, from your phone, or find my friends on Instagram or Facebook. So like, can you just talk about that? Like certain settings, like remember, bro, this is like we're creating a course from scratch. If I've never done this before, give me certain things I need to do. Okay, I get it. Go to the App Store on Android or iTunes and I download the app. Once I download it, are there any specific settings or any specific things I need to know that will help me maximize my presence on there, like connecting it with my Facebook or my Twitter or my phone, stuff like that?
Yeah, immediately set up your profile picture, make it eye-catching. So like it's a picture like mine, it's a picture of me standing in front of a Arabian gray G-Wagon. And then in front of the dealership, and then I turned the sky bright orange, which is my favorite color. So it immediately grabs your attention. You could even have a moving like GIF picture. I'm not a huge fan of that, but then go down into the bio, say a little bit about yourself. Like I say, the wolf of all streets, just a little pun, that's like something that I like to, like brand myself as. And then below that, it's like, who the hell am I? I put what I do, sales and marketing juggernaut, Mercedes-Benz exotic car sales, whatever it is. And then you can link your Instagram and YouTube, dedicated buttons and everything. Just tap it, takes you straight there. And then from there, again, if you're wanting to be a creator, create a link tree or a beacon. I did beacons. I just switched to them because I can it'll say cargozo.com.
Stop, pause. What is a link? I know it, but for the audience, what is a link tree? What is a beacon?
Yeah, Linktree or beacon.io are programs that you can it's like a landing page. So you can have all of my socials are linked in there. My email, all my contact information, our inventory, snippet, like my TikTok feeds in there, my YouTube feed. You could actually just watch in there. My follower count, everything's live. It updates right on the spot. So, and I can track all the analytics from that. How many people are clicking on our website? How many people are going to my Instagram, YouTube, etc. So that's getting all of your platforms and yourself out there even further at that point. And then from there, you're kind of limited because you do have to start establishing a follower basis before you can go like switch to a business page or a creator page. You won't have access to like certain sounds, certain things like that. He won't even let you follow a certain amount of people right off the rip because it doesn't want to have, TikTok doesn't allow you to go through and just follow a ton of people, like follow, unfollow sort of deal. That'll crush you. So I just created another TikTok account for my truck build. I could only follow like 10 people for like 3 days. It wouldn't allow me to do that. So that's something new that I just learned. So it's going to take a couple months before, things starting to move. But those are the big things.
Almost like YouTube. You can't do YouTube doesn't unlock. Like I have millions and millions of followers of my Sean V. Bradley YouTube channel, and their algorithm point is 100 subscribers. You have to get to 100 people subscribing to you before it allows you to do certain things or have certain privileges or certain access. Is that what you're saying to me? What's the number? How many followers do you need or views do you need on TikTok before TikTok unlocks certain resources for you?
So don't quote me on that. I'm 99% sure. I think it's 1,000 followers. Then you can switch to like, let's say a business creator page. And then from there, if you want to use like the subscription service, so people like when I'm live on there, they can subscribe to me, just like Twitch or just like going live on YouTube. That's after 10,000 followers, as well as like the creator fund, because you get paid per view. And then the creative program beta. So you have to actually, no, that's over 100,000 followers at that point. So there's certain things, certain benchmarks, and they'll tell you right on the app. If you go there and like hit apply or something like that, and when you're going through your settings, it'll say you have so many watch hours, green check mark, but you don't have 100,000 followers. Get there first, and then you'll unlock this.
Oh, wow, this is awesome. T, do you have any insight you want to jump on that?
I would just say, like Brandon said, like, yeah, obviously then when it comes to like having like a business account, once you do get like 1,000 followers and you do transfer that, you are limited to, maybe like certain sounds I can use, but honestly, it's good things, right? You might be able to not use like cursing sounds or, explicit sounds. It's basically, if you're a business profile, it doesn't let you use.
Sorry to interrupt. I always want to touch on that because that's something I just figured out too. That's new. Well, somewhat new. Even if like, let's say it's like you're cussing a ton, like Brody, he is a sailor. I mean, he is just cussing all over the place. Well, now there is an option that says this is not for viewers under the age of 18. And you can select that before you post the video. Because sometimes you'll get flagged and, in trouble, whatever, it won't even allow you to post it with a sound that has like cussing in it. But if you check that, you're in the green. So I just saw that the other day. I had no idea.
I think you're right. I think you have to accept the terms and conditions and then, Yeah. So exactly what Brandon said is like, I think now they realize maybe people don't want to have a business account because they're like limited to certain things, but now they're trying to be more, open with, but that's why I will say like with certain things that you use, you're a business, right? So use all the business analytics and tactics that they give you. Don't, just use the standard regular social media things, just as same as Instagram and Facebook, have a business account as well. Just because you are an entity within the dealership, you need to see yourself as its own business. So use those tools as such. And with that, with posting, see yourself as a business, right? What would a business post? Not what would just Joe Schmo post? So really see yourself as a business and embody that.
Okay. So Brandon, we got that part. You download the app, you're going to do all the proper settings, all the proper integrations, connecting Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. You're going to create one of those trees, the LinkedIn, the link tree or what have you. You're going to get that set up. Then you're going to start to create content. How much time should an automotive professional realistically dedicate per day to working on their TikTok channel and their TikTok videos?
So that'll be different for everybody. It depends on how much time, like how much effort you're putting into the video. Now it could take no joke,
I'm
5 minutes.
I just hired you, Imaginary, to be my TikTok coach, my TikTok guru. So I'm asking you, Brandon, the TikTok, ninja over here, how much time realistically do I'm a car salesman, how much time should I realistically spend per day, per week, per month in developing my TikTok channel?
So big thing is don't let it get in the way of sales.
Yes.
So you still need to, take ups, make sure
bottom line me. Just
I'll say
give me a
your
number.
10, 15 minutes, genuinely.
A day. Okay. All right. That's a lot less than I thought, man. That's crazy. I could tell you right now.
I spend hours, but again, I'm moving out of the world of sales. You just, especially with like doing 20, 25 cars a day, there's like next to no time. So either I'll come in early, if I can come in early, I could do 20, 30 minutes, spend as much time as I want until we go to the meeting, or wait till the after, end of the day. But if it's during work hours, spend as little time as possible on it because it does consume you after a while.
How long is this going to take? How long do you think it's going to take for somebody that's never been on TikTok to create a TikTok channel, start to create content before they start getting results? And let me define results. So the ultimate thing is somebody buying cars. Like people purchase cars from you, people purchase cars from Tiana's TikTok channel. But even if it's not necessarily, actual car sales, but it's visibility, it's leads, it's it's ups, it's opportunities. How long do you think it's going to take for if somebody follows your recommendation, our recommendation here, the new platform we're about to create to teach people how to do this stuff? Is it going to take them a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days? And I know it's different for everybody, but what we're trying to do is set proper expectations. How long before somebody can be like, okay, I see some value here in all this time I'm spending. I'm not fucking wasting time. Look, I've got ups, I've got leads, I've got referrals, I got some sales, I got something out of this. Can you give me an estimation of how long somebody's going to have to realistically set their proper expectations in waiting before they get any type of results?
30 to 60 days.
Fair enough. Okay, Tiana, do you concur with that? Do you have a different opinion?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna generalize it, I would say to give your shot, yourself that shot, right? That length, because you don't want to cut it, right? And you don't want to also say I'm a successful, in a week, because what if that week of success is only the iceberg, right? Is the tip of the iceberg, and if you're consistent enough, now you're, on Brandon's level, right? And you're already over 100,000 followers. Now you're talking about next tactics. So yeah, I would definitely say give yourself that length, because it does take time to build an audience, take time to see what your personality is. Like Brandon said, you might post something, you see, it might not get enough views and engagement that you want. And then you start posting other things about automotive, and then you see, okay, hey, this is actually working out. So it's definitely trial and error. Give yourself that, that 90-day period of, okay, let me kind of test to see what is doing the best, right? And then see what does the best, and then keep going with that. And then you're going to see success, because as long as you're consistent, you have your audience and they're going to keep watching and they're going to keep coming back.
Do a video a day.
So this is important out there. So for our audience, anything that has value, it's going to take time. I mean, this is the problem that we have in our industry, is instant gratification, especially on the dealership level. If they don't get instant results right now, they're going to just abandon it. They're going to abort it, and they're going to just waste time. I want everybody that's listening to this to understand that it's going to take a little time. And Tiana and Brandon, one of the things, I'm in the National Speakers Association at the highest levels in the world. I'm in the $1 Million Speakers Group, and I'm a CSP, and I'm around people like Breitbart, people that get millions and millions and millions of views a day on their platform. And they said to me in the mastermind group, hey, listen, one of the biggest challenges for any content creator is being able to handle the fact that you might post something and not get any views, or not get very many views. And one of the biggest reasons why people abandon shit is because of their egos. They're like, oh, people don't like my videos, they must suck, or nobody cares, or whatever. Stop the bullshit. Stop that, because that's in your head. What I was taught is you've got to pretend. Don't fake it till you make it. I hate that phrase. No disrespect to anybody. I don't like the phrase fake it till you make it. I still, I'm going to be a realist and say, okay, look, I got 3 subscribers. It is what it is. But I'm going to create content like I've got 1 million subscribers already. I'm going to have the same energy, the same excitement, the same delivery with my 3 little subscribers and my 6 views that I've got, if I had 1 million subscribers and 1 billion views. Brandon, can you please talk to the people, coach them into what I just said, and explain, elaborate?
I would rather have 6 fully engaged followers that watched my videos every single time I posted than 100 million followers that are not engaged whatsoever or could care less about what I'm doing. Gary Vee said it really well. You cannot focus on the views. You can't focus on the followers. That just happens over time. Don't pay attention to it. It's cool as hell when you wake up the next morning and boom, 100,000. You're like, well, I wasn't even watching. It's just happening. You need to focus on the game plan. What are you doing on TikTok? Whether it's because you love creating, you love filmmaking, you want to sell cars, you want to create, more income for yourself, your family, whatever it is, set out and do it. Video every single day and stay engaged with your followers. That is the biggest thing. Stay engaged. Talk to them. People are, no joke, if I said something 5 videos back, someone will comment and be like, you know, let's say I said, I'm going to buy my wife a GLE, or we just built a GLE. Someone would literally reply back and say, hey, what color did you guys go with? They remembered. So that is a very engaged follower. So again, focus on the ones that are always engaged. I could name off probably 30, 40 people right off the top of my head right now that I see in the comments every single day. I post.
Name one. I'm testing you. Name one.
Let's think. Kyle Radcliffe. He's from Florida. We actually sold him cars before.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to think of who else. I can't pronounce.
Oh, that's
his
good
last
enough. I
name,
said one. That's good.
There's another guy in Orlando that's a good buddy of mine, but yeah.
So, man, this is really exciting. How long have you been on TikTok, and how long before, like, you would say that it took you to make it? Meaning, like, where all of a sudden you have a ton of followers, a ton of views. Like, everybody knows that they could always go back to that time where it's like, oh shit, I woke up this morning and something happened. You know what I mean? Like, you got from there to here. How long have you been on TikTok, and how long did it take you to become successful in your own eyes on TikTok?
I don't know how long. I would say probably I've been on TikTok for a while. I didn't start really posting, like, you know, didn't put a plan together until David Weiler just finally, I was like, dude, I'm done getting nagged, because he's like, you got to get on there. Let's go. And finally I did it. And I was, you know, after it started blowing up, I was just like, I regret not listening to you, buddy. But when it comes time to kind of like build the brand, I guess, around that, I'm trying to think. My first video was on a S680 Maybach cab, like the S560 cab. And it was a Maybach. That was my very first one that I put. I didn't say a word in it. I just kind of walked around the car. Very first video, 600,000 views. Not immediately, but after a couple days, it started blowing up. And then from there, I just, you know, started doing similar things. Those videos did well too. But again, you may post your first video and it gets 50 views. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, your TikTok doesn't even know you exist yet until you start posting religiously. But I'm glad I'm actually kind of saying this, because I was one of the lucky few that it just blew up right off the rip. But I would say 2021 into 2022 is where things started to get really crazy. 2022 is definitely the biggest year.
Man, that's amazing. So, okay, as we're gonna ask the last couple questions, can you just give me your best practices? Like, just like what are your 5 or 10 or 2 or 3? Just give me, like, what are your biggest tips and advice, you know, to maximizing TikTok for an automotive professional? Go.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Dealer Synergy is an award-winning training, consulting, CRM, recruiting, and accountability firm. We are a 13-time Dealer Choice Award winner. We have proudly served automotive dealers for 20 years and have trained over 150,000 automotive sales professionals. We've worked with over 3,700 rooftops across the country, not including our global clients in Canada, Russia, the Dominican Republic, and more. We are the most sought-after subject matter experts and pioneers of the automotive industry. Our executive team has a combined 75-plus years of automotive industry expertise at the highest level. We've literally taken dealerships from having challenges and problems, some even on the brink of bankruptcy, to becoming national success stories.
Dealer Synergy had really helped build something from the ground up. You guys have made me fall in love with what I've always loved to do. I give credit to Dealer Synergy.
I just hired 8 people, and Dealer Synergy HR really was critical in me being able to do it.
You provided the training, you helped us with our CRM. You provided a solution for a lot of things that I was looking for. Our people loved LA, what Karen has done for me personally. Franca, her communication back and forth. You've got a really solid group of people.
Having somebody like Sean and his company that knows automotive, so the marriage between what knowledge he possesses and the fact that he has this great video production staff, it gives you the best of both worlds. So I would certainly recommend them.
Sean comes in the dealership and he advanced us light years ahead of our competition.
Just an absolute leading edge training company.
Go to BradleyOnDemand.com and give your team access to the best automotive training in the world.
Consistency, that is number one. Stay consistent. If you disappear for a year, don't expect to have the same engagement. People forgot about you, unfortunately. Stay engaged. Talk to your fans, your followers, because at the end of the day, if you look at some of these huge creators, I get it, you lose track of time. There's so many comments, but the people that, actually speak to them, it's like, I wish Stradman would talk to me. Like, he's one of my favorite creators of all time in the automotive industry. I've met him before, but if I commented and he commented back to me, I'd be like, dang, okay, he cares. He actually listens to us. Like, he's, XYZ. So in replying back to them with like a video, that's crazy. I don't know if you know that. In the comments, you can actually, instead of typing something out, because you're very limited to how many characters you can put, you can reply back with a video. Some of the videos where it's like I reacted to these guys who create insane suits. They've got like 17 million followers on TikTok, and they are here in Cincinnati. And I had them come in and they used our Model X and our SLS. Well, in the Model X, I'm in the car controlling the doors, but you can't see me because I'm laying down. And I just filmed a reaction of me. I'm like, oh, I'm in the car. 1 million views. I barely even talked in it, but it got 1 million freaking views. So stay consistent, stay engaged.
I love it. Tiana, what tips or advice do you have, or best practices that you've come across for TikTok?
I would just go back to knowing your audience and staying on top of everything that Brandon said, because that would be my top two too, would be just remembering your audience and the content that you want to create and staying on that path, right? Because it's easy to, you're like, oh my gosh, I got all these views now. Let me just start doing this random funny video. And then it's like, does nothing for you, because you forget that the reason why they were watching you is because they were liking your maybe informational videos, and maybe they were liking your not so well graphically put together videos, or vice versa. Maybe they actually like the more CGI Spielberg videos versus just kind of like the home videos. So I would say know your audience and always like keep tabs on them, making sure you know what they like, and creating content around them, because they are, without your audience, you don't have anybody. So
now for our audience, if you guys need help on TikTok, creating a TikTok strategy, you guys could reach out to Tiana. Tiana, give them your cell phone number and text, they could either call or text you TikTok. So what's your number, T?
Yep. So my cell phone number is 610-607-3231. And you can just text me TikTok.
So Brandon, the course that we're creating for the automotive industry is basically how to sell cars utilizing TikTok. We're going to have a sexier name for it than that. What are all the elements that we're going to put into this course to be like, if we're going to create the ultimate course and maybe even a book to go with it, guys, on how to sell cars using TikTok, what is this course going to include content wise?
I'd say the first thing would be creating your TikTok. Like you said, not everyone knows how to do that. Optimizing your page, taking advantage of all the features that you have access to right off the rip, and making sure you stay on top of that as you grow. But also, one of the biggest things that seems to be the biggest challenge as well is how to create the content. There are some people that just, and I get it, it's okay. This is what I do for a living, but there's some people that are like, I just don't even know what to do. I have no idea. Like, do I start filming from my phone? Do I use it through TikTok? Make sure your damn lens is clean. That is the one thing that drives me insane. It will crush your video. If your lens is not clean, clean the dang thing off, because it looks like garbage. And you will notice that right off the rip. So creating the content and then how to grow from there.
I always get on Sean about that. He's cleaning his camera right now, because every time he takes a picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, clean your lens. But yes,
I used to get on our guys
Sorry,
all
Sean.
the time.
Thank you
about
for
that.
putting me on blast in front of tons of people. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think, to your point, the history explaining the value as a trainer, what I've always found is, if you could explain the why to somebody, why they should do this with facts, then, it takes the emotion out of it. So I think people need to be educated on how big TikTok is, what the value is how many people actually use TikTok for automotive research, for making a buying decision, for advice, for tips, for how-tos, whatever. So I think that the subject matter information, I call it the real-time situation analysis, I call it. So that's the first thing. Second thing from there is setup. Okay, what are the resources you're going to need to be able to, create a successful TikTok strategy? What are the resources? Okay, now you have the list of all the different resources. Then it's going to be, okay, step one is when you download the app, how do you set up the app, and what are the buttons and the features and the settings that you're going to need? Okay, once we've got that completely set up, okay, are we going to need any other technology to help us? Maybe like a Hootsuite, maybe like one of those Linktree things. What are all the different resources that you're going to need to be able to maximize the TikTok strategy? Then from there, a whole entire section of content creation. Okay, like before we even create that, to your point, like you said, the lens, the two biggest things with video is lighting and audio. Okay, so again, you could have a great concept, but if it's really dark or it's rainy outside or it's windy or it's hailing, it's going to impede your videos. If you're shooting video and you hear the wind blasting, it's not going to work. So making sure even before you shoot the first piece of content that you have the proper strategy for lighting, for audio, for this, for that. Then, okay, the actual strategy for shooting content, maybe techniques, whether it's the cell phone, you've got pop sockets, or you got selfie sticks, or you got a partner, or whatever it is. Content creation, content optimization, content syndication. I love what you said about collaboration. I think also our course needs to have a list of some of the top in and out of the automotive industry TikTok influencers. Because if you want to become something, let's say, I use this analogy in training all the time. If I want to be a basketball player, don't laugh at me, I'm 5'5", I know what I am. It's just an example. Don't get freaked out, people. But if I was going to try to, be in the NBA, I need to know who Michael Jordan is. I need to know who Shaquille O'Neal is. I need to know who Allen Iverson is. I need to know who Dr. J is, etc. Because if I want to be great at something, I need to be able to see who the current and former great people were, because success leaves clues, people, right? Why try to invent the wheel when I could study the blueprint of other successful people in and out of automotive? So our course is going to have that. And then, like you just said, it's putting everything together and being consistent and being disciplined, with the strategy. Man, I'm excited about this course. Tiana, can you share some feedback from or insight from you? Like, what are you excited about this new course that we're going to co-create together?
I think I'm most probably excited about is just getting everybody's insight on how to create this, right? Because we don't have it. I mean, I know TikTok kind of has like their playbook, which, Brandon had the honor of, like you mentioned earlier, being on that. And that is absolutely amazing. I just think when it comes to like actual car dealers, right? Not that's like saying Facebook, here's how to use Facebook for automotive. Like that's nice and all, but I want to hear from people outside of TikTok on how to actually, people in the front lines right now, right? Like selling over 100 cars on TikTok today, like Brandon, how he uses TikTok, how he uses the strategy. And because if you obviously only learn from the OEM or the company, they're not going to say all the bad things that are about them or things like that. And you're going to kind of hear that from us, right? It's like the things to stay away from, the things not to do. So I'm just really excited to kind of get like more of the transparency of education, because that's what you're going to get with us, right? You're going to get all the good stuff. You're going to get all the bad stuff to not do on TikTok, right? To stay away from that TikTok itself might not tell you. So that's what I'm most excited about, is just giving you guys full transparency in how to use the platform to the best.
Yeah. For me as a curriculum development specialist, here's what I know. I believe that Brandon and you are onto something hot. I think that TikTok is the go-to platform right now for so many different purposes. And I think that there's so many people that are not engaging it yet. And more importantly, even the ones that are engaging, they're not engaging it the right way. So yes, you could still sell cars off of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but there's so many people already smothering YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, from the OEM to the dealership level to individual automotive professionals. Right now, you have a higher probability of maximizing TikTok because it's still like the wild, wild west, meaning there aren't that many people that could put their flag up and say that I claim TikTok in the name of Sean V. Bradley or Tiana Chanel Mick or whatever it is. So you have the land of opportunity with TikTok. So for me, it's an honor to be able to work with Tiana and Brandon to create a user-friendly, Forrest Gump simple course on how to get started and how to maximize TikTok as an automotive professional or dealership. So I'm excited. If you guys are excited about this, reach out, because we are going to put together, obviously a pre-sale, which, package for the early adopters to get involved, because you're going to be part of history, man. What we're about to do for our industry is going to be exciting. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to let both of you guys kind of close out. So Tiana, is there anything you like to leave with in regards to TikTok or maximizing TikTok to sell cars?
I would just say, obviously, download it and just get started. And if you ever want to know anything on how to use anything, the internet, right? I hate when people say, I don't know how to do this or I don't know how to do that. And if you Google it, it's probably going to tell you an answer, and you're probably going to find a TikTok video even, right, on how to use TikTok. So even if all of this kind of sounds foreign to you, go to YouTube, go to Google how to use TikTok beginners before you come and watch our course, because we definitely want to, have some prerequisites before we take you to the next level of things. So that's what I kind of want to leave you off of, is educate yourself and then get ready to kind of take you to the next level with us next time.
Okay, perfect. Brandon, for you, anything you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest tool in this industry is this right here, your phone. And we all know that. So like she just said, just download the app and create something awesome. That's all you got to do. Everyone's going to be different. Make sure you're different. Stay different. That's the best thing about it. And that's why you will grow followers over time, because you're being different than everybody else out there. So go out and create something awesome today. And don't be hesitant to reach out, because so many people reach out to me. I'm sure you guys every single day asking questions, and I am very quick to respond, because I'm really excited to get more people on board with this, because it will change your life, because it's changed mine.
100%. I would agree 100% with you. All right. So guys, it was a pleasure. I'm super excited about this course. Stay on board. I'm about to end the live stream. 3, 2, 1, we're done.
So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Tiana Mick and L.A. Williams. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the millionaire car salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. Thanks for listening to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, and remember, where I'm from, money provides options. If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.